are important. Yes, I know exactly that Mr. Monde is talking about development, more especially about farming and all what's happening in Zambia. Yeah, but from what I know, a lot of people are not reached out. They are voiceless and they can't even get the messages. People should know what's happening. Yes. So if you could actually try and tell us how you can reach out to everybody. Yes.
Oh, wonderful. This looks like a question to me.
Thank you, Mr. Mwamba. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Grefford Monde, we all have a duty to reach our people. And I think that caller is very concerned that while we have wonderful, fruitful discussions here, they may not reach everyone. And she's, I think, putting the burden on all of us, on me and others. For me, I think we have tailored the program to be TV broadcast quality, that you can pick the feed, not compromise on quality, and the standards are at the highest. We're not using a phone, we are using a complex process, including a stream software. I think this is to prepare in the event that, my dear sister, for example, in Itej, you think that this program should be on radio. We can liaise with Radio Itej and they can pick this stream and they can put it on radio. The audio quality will be high like we are in the studio. And that's why we also bother about the standards, the language used, and just also everything else. We try to structure it that in the manner it should be TV friendly, radio friendly, and our partners are not in trouble in any way. So my dear sister, if you wish to partner with us, or anyone wishes to partner with us, you don't have to be in America. You can be in Chipata and rebroadcast this program on Breeze FM. Or if there is a TV station, you can put it out on TV station. You can put it up on Northwestern TV. I don't have to be there. You can just arrange and pay. And if you think we are hosting and discussing, for example, an important issue of the mines, and you think that the people in Western Province, Northwestern Province, wish to hear this, you can do that. For politicians and leaders like my dear brother Grefford Monde, they should go on the ground, attend churches, attend events, officiate weddings, attend funerals, speak to our people, because holding rallies has been quite difficult. What is your perspective, Honorable Grefford Monde, on this? Okay, let me look for Honorable Grefford Monde. Is the power still off for our colleagues? Let me just check.
Have
we lost power?
I can't hear you, I can't
No, we need. No, we need.
Can we go to buy and get those? Just to put it very clear context, you are saying when Mr. Saka died, yes, they began to campaign. Yes, they saw it as an opportunity to get to office. Yes. So that is a fact. Now, this is a little better. And they want power. It's a show that this is for his party. And tomorrow they want to obtain his party. That is them. Then allow that. For me, I'm waiting now. How can you allow someone who has a mother, son, daughter, and still mourning, come and attend the funeral, going to speak at the funeral? But how good your son was, and you know about it, you say, what are you doing? But I think I can just say, the whole thing sounded up to us. Okay, the lines are on, and I think Lusaka is properly reconnected. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Thank you very much. I would prefer to be anonymous. I'm calling you from.
Yes, anonymous. Make your contributions.
Thank you very much.
Is okay. Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you very much. I want to state that I hope that our opposition political parties have come to terms with the reality that is obtaining in this country. Ambassador Emmanuel Mwamba, we are in deep mess in this country.
Yeah.
As I'm talking to you right now, the country is in total darkness. Even those people who are being given our electricity in this country, it should be made aware that the entire country is in total darkness here. In PF, we just used to have 3 hours of load shedding. 3 hours of load shedding, and we used to complain when it goes to 4. Today, we are in total darkness in this country. The cost of living has skyrocketed in this country. There's massive suffering and colossal embarrassment that has been bestowed on this country. You can hear for yourself the lecture that we are getting from South Africa on the international platform. We are being lectured to now that
Oh, we lost the caller. Hello, caller. Tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Good evening, Ambassador Mwamba. I'm calling, Zephania is my name. I'm calling from Lusaka, Zambia. How are you, Honorable Grateful Mwanda? I know he's listening.
Yes,
I want just to say thank you very much. He has elaborated the challenges we are facing in Zambia. But what is needed as opposition party, we need our leaders to start talking. And especially PF, they should now go back to the structures, start reorganizing the structures. Once they see that structures are being organized and everything is moving, this UPND is just a one-term political party. They have started packing right now. Our traffic officer is going. Now, the question I have for Grateful Monde is that UPND, what they do, when they see that there is potential in someone, I saw, of course, we wrote about Grateful Monde and the Honorable Brian Mundubire about the road. Yako, it is stated that there is something which happened. I don't know how he's going to explain so that he can exonerate himself. Because once they will start cooking up until they are arrested. We'll start hearing that no, they can't be, part and parcel of the PF who have aspired. and so forth. When Kose started, meaning we know where it's coming from, it's being cooked. So I want him just to elaborate more about what happened about the road which was terminated, and him and Wabrani Munduwire were mentioned. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Honorable Grefford Monde, you can pick those two questions.
Thank you very much. Let me actually start with this same one, the bottom one, the last one, and this the lighter one. So, like you are saying, the problem that the UPND have is that they want to exterminate anyone that brings competition, including exterminating the entire opposition in terms of political parties themselves. You can see how they are running now the PF themselves through stooges like Honorable Chavinga and so on and so forth. Their target now, like mentioned by the first caller, again, Mr. Munkonge from Chilanga, is that they just want to make sure that there is no opposition whatsoever. But I think that, like I've said, the opposition is the Zambian people. Talking about the road, I was also surprised to see this coming up on their page, and a bit of talk that Honorable Brani Munduwire and myself are involved on that particular road. So now the contractor that was appointed to do that road is called Build Trust. The owners of that company, I don't know them myself. But there is a mention that one of the shareholders is the Honorable Brani Munduwire. I was a member of parliament in Itestezi, and my role was to lobby for my road to be built. And the government procedure is that when road development agents has identified a road, they do the advertising, they choose the contractor through a bidding process, and the member of parliament is never anywhere near that process. The only thing I will hear myself is that out of the companies that had participated in the bid, this is the contractor that has been appointed. And for me as member of parliament, then my role or my duty would be to wait and announce to the people that the road has been awarded to a contractor, and push probably government for ensuring that works are not storing on site. In fact, it was one of those things that a member of parliament would be pushing for his developmental programs. So to see myself being paraded and say that I was part of the contractors or I was part of the people that could have misappropriated, I don't even know how much that road costed. I can't say it off cuff. I remember that it was some hundreds of millions. I can't remember how much it was because I was not a contractor. I don't even know how much was paid for the works that were done. But also one thing that I know is that it's a panic. The UPND are in a panic mood. That particular week when that information came out, I actually went on the local radio station for Itezitezi, and I explained the same things I'm talking about, that if the road is not happening now, it's because government did not probably pay the contractor. We all know that contractors are not paid in advance 100% of the works. So they are paid according to schedule. So you work, you produce a certificate, then they pay you. This is what I know as standard practice because I'm also a contractor myself. But I can tell you that in saying all of these things, it was just malice that the UPND. There is no point at which I was involved in the appointment of the contractor, in the payments of the contractor, or in any way. So, my brother Zephaniah, I want to assure you that I remain very clean. And if you are ever going to hear that I'm being dragged into any of these cases, it's because there is pressure on the UPND. And because they really want to make sure that they take out any dissenting voices and anyone challenging them, then they will try and do that. But for me, I'm not even worried about that. Our member of parliament for Itestezi went to parliament and asked that question. Why that the road was not completed and whether or not there was, the answer was very clear. We followed that program. Minister of Works and Supply or Infrastructure and Housing, as it were, Honorable Milupi, gave answers to that question from the member of parliament. It was very clear that the government said, when there shall be funding, then the road is going to be completed. So at what stage? So for me, really, if it's any matter that they want to pursue, I would really want to see them proceed in that fashion. But there is completely nothing, and I can assure you. And I'm agreeing with you completely that the UPND is a one-term party, and therefore they want to hold their stay in power. If really the UPND wanted to hold themselves to remain in power more than 5 years, what they needed to do was to provide services, was to work on their campaign promises. Void of this, there's no way. I don't see how that they can be able to stay in power. The Zambian people now, I think after being lied to by this government, now are comparing and contrasting. What did PF do? What did UPND do? Including the question that Mr. Zulu did mention. First of all, Mr. Zulu, let it be known to you, to the country, and to anyone listening, that for me, if the people give me a privilege to lead, I will be glad to lead with everybody on board. Again, if the people will say, no, not you, I'll be willing to be led. I think it's not a do or die kind of a situation. You know that, first of all, I'm a Christian. I also know that leadership comes from God. And should God wish or permit it, there's no one who's going to stop me from leading. However, I also know that God will choose his people, and if the mantle is not on me, I'll support however that is going to be appointed. Then regards the intra-party elections, I want to tell you that the Patriotic Front Party, my party, has always gone through democratic elections all through its life from the formation of the party in 2001. And I can assure you that through this process, a lot of people have been elected to various positions of power. When I compare with the previous party, where there was one non-critical convention, and that convention, all of us to date were shocked with the manner in which that convention was handled. Okay, it's at that convention which happened in 2008 where we saw tribes being part of the qualifications for anyone to be a president of that particular political party, which is the UPND. We saw how the longest serving vice president who qualified to be president at the demise of its founding leader, that he was kicked out basically for being the tribe that he was. And I don't want to talk about these issues because for me really, in this time and era, we should be talking about tribes instead of talking about performance, instead of talking about qualifications. It's so sad, and I'm very, to say the least, I'm very disgusted to hear or to see people begin to get positions based on their tribes and so on. And so, in terms of our intra-party elections between the PF and the UPND, the PF was able to move a leader from the northern, who was Bemba, into another leader in the east, who was Easterner. And now I can assure you as a country that this position is up for grabs. And myself coming from the west, being Lozi, I can assure you that I am getting it. And this party, the PF, is now going to Western Province under my leadership. This is how open that this party has always been. Okay? So for me, I really think that even the rejection of the PF in 2021 was purely the lies. The lie was too much, and it was too good to be true, except Zambians believing this man and having been talking on the platforms for such a long time could have believed this lie. But going forward, I think that Zambia needs a fresh start. In terms of the levels of trust for political party leaders today, Zambians now begin to think that politics is just a game, and that it's just a process of getting people into positions and never deliver what they believe in. So we need to create confidence back into our people that indeed people can deliver. And we as a PF, we showed the people that we can actually deliver. And it is from our previous works where we moved agricultural beneficiaries under the Farm Input Support Program to less than 500,000 to 1.1 million. Those are the activities we are going to be targeting had we been given an opportunity to proceed. So for me, I really feel that we need to do a lot, but I think regards the PF, we already have a track record. And I want to invite the Zambian people to give an opportunity to the PF once more, and especially after we had lost elections, as a party, we went out to do a post-mortem on the reasons that led to our loss. And some of the reasons that led to our losses are in public domain, okay? One of the things that were recommended from that process of post-mortem is that the party must rebrand. And we have vibrant leaders that have showed interest to govern and to run as presidents on this political party. By the time we'll be done with this process, I'm very confident that we are going to have fresh legs on the field. And those legs are going to liberate the struggles of our people in this country. So I think I've attempted to respond to all the callers regarding what they have said.
Thank you very much. With those answers, I think you've provided clarity, and especially on your ambitions. And yes, we would like to bring PF Kimakwenyan Uko in Western Province. With the outlook you've given us of the country, the state of the opposition, please give us your final remarks. I recognize we are live. You are at a place where you may need to travel back home, and the team to travel back home, and we do not want to inconvenience you, especially for members of the opposition. Kindly give us your last remarks.
Very well. For me, as a young person in this country, what I really feel is that it's time for every Zambian, the young people, the elderly people, that have seen how far and how much this country has been taken far backwards than was ever thought of. In my view, I think that time has come when everyone must rise to the occasion. In terms of the levels of how much our constitution in this country has been trampled upon, it has been with disregard, been broken, no follow-up in terms of the rule of law and how wings of government are operating. It is now time for the young people to rise. Those young people that went to vote in August in 2021, it is your time now to rise and defend your country. I can't imagine this government given another opportunity to lead in the next 5 years. If that is given to them, this country, there will be nothing to talk about this country. In all the sectors, there will be nothing to talk about this country. And so now the call is up to the young people. In the same manner you came to vote out the PF that had done so much, I think now it is your time to come and bring back the PF that delivered in terms of national development, infrastructure development, 8,000 kilometers of road tarring, okay, water reticulation, hydropower stations. It is time for the young people to rise and participate. It is a time for the young people to be involved, not just by voting or throwing stones. I want the young people of Zambia to participate in elective positions of councillor, position of council chair, mayors, members of parliament, president included. It's your time. The last word I want to say to you, the young people of Zambia, is that we are the people we have been waiting for, and therefore there is no time to think of tomorrow. Time is now, and let's rise to defend our country.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for that contribution. And Honorable Grefford Monde would like to thank you very much for making this appearance on our program. We are grateful for the thoughts and contribution you are making to politics in the opposition, to bring issue-based politics that we appreciate, and we wish you well in your endeavors. And I'll forward some of the questions that have come to you for you just to appreciate what our people were saying. Dear viewers, this was our Monday edition of EMV. Today we are featuring Honorable Grefford Monde, former MP for Iteji. and former Minister for Livestock. He served under President Michael Sata as a deputy minister and full minister under President Edgar Lungu. He's among literally the founders of the UPND, and he was in UPND, until I think 2015. And he's been with the PF at senior level and is aspiring to be president of the party. On Wednesday, we have a special session. We'll discuss youths and youth leadership. I've got a panel that will help me discuss this. Lusaka lawyer Celestine Mukandila, Dr. Emmanuel Nkoma from Deben, and Raymond Kazeze from here in the United States will be putting out the flyers for you. We'll be discussing the role of youth leadership. There seems to be a dominant narrative that young people must participate in these coming elections. Remember, President Hakainde Hichilema even threw a dangle through Bill 7. He says, I'll give you seats, 12 guaranteed seats that he himself was going to nominate. So there's an issue of young people. There's a political party set up by Binu Mpundi. It's not a political party yet. It's an NGO. Maybe they hope to transform it into a political party called Ichabayiche. You have young people like just my guest today, who are appealing to young people. Christopher Kangombe and others, Grayford Monde are appealing to young people. What should young people do? Should they just be escorting others? Should they participate? And if they are participating, how difficult is the terrain? And it's one of the questions probably I didn't ask my dear brother. I can see still in the comment. How did you as a young person achieve this? Although I closed you out. You can answer that question. It's never too late. How does a young person, look at your age. You've been a minister, literally a minister for 10 years. And you've been a member of parliament. And you are saying you had actually started 10 years earlier before we saw you as minister. How did you navigate the terrain for young people? Just inspire young people.
Very well. It's not an easy undertaking. And I pray that we can now get to begin to evaluate young people based on what they are able to do. It was very, very difficult, actually. They start, like I mentioned, culturally, it's believed that for you to take a leadership role in a country or in this country, you've got to first be married, and then you must have a certain level of resources, then they must have approved, then they want to see your experience, and so on and so forth. You must own this, and so on and so forth. So it's not an easy undertaking. But I want to say that while it's that difficult, it's also very easy if you simplify yourself and you go to the people and just from the bottom of your heart and just be able to say that which you think you can be able to do for the people. And the Zambian people, I think, have done this before. They've done it before, and they can still do it now. The challenge is that if the young people are going to be waiting and not rising to the occasion and be counted on the table, then no one is going to think for you. I had to rise myself at a time when I was not in any structure of the party at a time. I went to challenge the elections chairman of the party who was contesting, the national youth chairman of the party who was contesting. And so for me to have achieved, it really took for me to believe that, like I've said, that we are the people we have been waiting for. And where there's a will, there will always be a way. And so for me, it is it's about believing in the core that you have, okay? And the leadership comes from God. And so I want to call out the young people there. It's not been smooth. There will be a lot of talk around you. You can't afford it. You don't know how to talk. I remember when I was, for example, saying, because it's your will and your power that gets you where you want. So I remember one time debating with one of the candidates, again, who was standing on the ruling MMD at the time. And I told them, for me, it's basic. People want water. We'll provide water. And we're going to run taps in an unplanned location. There's a place in it is called the Masemu area. It's called Chivolia, and then part of Chivolia there's Masemu area under Masemu ward. This man who has a lot of experience, and he was new governance tells me, no, how can you possibly do that? You need to plan the city, you need to, and I said, no. We'll run the pipes in that area. And where we are going to find there's a house, we'll bring it down. Because, I mean, these are small houses, we can compensate them. What that household needs is also water. So we'll provide. So you'll be challenged to experience, okay, that you don't know what you're talking about, you've not been there, but I mean, where there's a will. Here we are today, I'm now putting up myself for a position of a president. I want the support of the young people. Given an opportunity to be a president myself, the cabinet is going to be youthful. And in saying this, we're not saying that we don't want the elderly folk. We want them to advise us. They've seen a lot, and they can participate in national governance by them advising the young people. So the gap of young people participating in elections is so wide. It must just be bridged. And sometimes this is the reason why you see just like the gap of people being rich in the country is also very wide from those who are poor. It's the same principle. If young people participate in politics, then we have no gaps. So in this coming election, the next 7 months before Parliament dissolves, I want to invite the young people again. Challenges will be there, but challenges are for people to overcome. And it's not easy, but you know, the saying that if they did it, how can we not did it? So we can always do this, and the success will be our way. And with the numbers that the young people have, I don't see how a young candidate can fail to win an election anywhere, be it at a national level. We have more young people in this country than the elderly people. Be it at a constituency, there's no way a young person can lose an election as a young person. When I started my election in Itestezi, we dubbed it Njabana Bana. This same Ichabaiche, which my brother, Honorable Bino, is talking about, that's the strategy I used myself 15 years ago in Itestezi, actually 15 years ago, because my campaigns were before 2011. We just went out and called ourselves Njabana Bana. And you'll be amazed how that the young people came to support me, and we went out challenging the elderly ones, and they laughed and they thought it would not work, but it worked. So it's an invitation to the young people. Please come on board. And I'm excited to hear that, Ambassador Bomulamu, you have structured a program to talk about this on Wednesday. This is a must listening program on Wednesday. We all must make a date. The young people of this country must make a date to listen into this program, to be encouraged. It's doable and we can get it done.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so on Wednesday I'll be having Celestine Mukandila, is the National Youth Chairperson for Tonse Alliance. I have a youthful leader who's based here in the United States, Raymond Kazeze, and I've got Dr. Nkoma from Deben. He runs a leadership institute, and we'll be discussing participation of young people in politics. Thank you, Honorable Grefford Monde. Colleagues, God bless you. See you on Wednesday.
Amitapendwa ya vintu ifisume vyoza kula kuibukisha kanate pochimo wimbo watemenwa katongi abazunga batita katongi nakula kuibukisha kateka kaibukubuna kapona neseko syove pameso yangu ama umebaya iyaba ume iyaba ume
kateka wabantu twakulira lelo twakulira shikakukonke milimo shove Eti kume mo kulondolo la vale lilo wingi iseko wingi mwakwete iseso wingi mwakwete mwaya mwende wino tata
Ukula bebyo wati tobwingi Ibisebo wapangiri obwingi Ukuchinjo lusako kumoneko busaka Mama Utituwa na basiani Chakwa katuse